Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Is your John going like out?
A little bit.
Your headphone is like fuzzing?
Yeah, a little.
I think it's that plug that we had a problem with before
Oh, yeah.
that I've had all of 4 months to fix. And yet,
I have one of those same plugs.
Here
and I
we
have the same
are.
problem.
let's see, hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's right here.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, now it's like almost crystal clear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost
Beautiful.
like we've done this before.
It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show.
Almost.
It's
It's been a while.
crazy. It has been a little bit.
been a
How
while.
are you?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
I'm alive.
Thank you for having me at your house.
Oh, well, thanks for being here. In person, live and direct.
And direct.
We've taken our temperatures. We're
Yes.
hot. Hot.
The problem was, like, we only had an anal thermometer.
Right.
Which,
And I think the real thing is that since we shared it, now we might be
yeah.
running into an issue.
Well, I didn't know it was an anal thermometer, so I have a funny taste in my mouth now.
If people are checking this out and they have seen the previous things we did, we haven't really released anything in a long time.
It's been a long time. March.
It was in March, and it was March, April,
Well, we did a Zoom, yeah.
and it was the Zoomies.
The Zooms, yeah.
It was tough. It was tough to.
To get that connection.
Yeah, the energy was like, and I watched a lot of other like podcasters and people online doing these things, and it's like, you can tell everyone has to wait for their lag for like the sentence to end. You can't like no two audios can be happening at the same time. So like
Right.
everyone was waiting for the next person to finish their sentence.
It feels good to be able to cut you off.
Oh my God, doesn't it?
Because, you know, sometimes I have to be able to like, and there's no dump button, you know.
Right.
Now I just can just say, shut up. I'm just kidding. Nah, man, life's been good. You know, been different for sure.
So we all stayed in our houses for a while, and some of us have been fortunate enough to be able to safely and responsibly go back out there and earn some money again in this entertainment business. And so you've done some shows in the area here recently now.
First, I have to ask you don't work for the government or for the IRS or for the...
Well, I don't work for them. I mean...
I feel like we do work for them, don't we?
That's where I was going with that. No, not formally, but somehow I keep earning them money.
I make appearances sometimes, you know. And if people would like to stop by and say hello, I might bust out the guitar.
But you've been doing you've been doing some bar club kind of acoustic gigs, right?
Yeah.
How's it been going? Like how was like what is the feeling going into the first one? What was it, a month ago or?
Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's an adjustment, but I mean everything's an adjustment right now, and you know we're all going through it. For me, my first show back, like I'm in a totally different area than I was. I'm outside, and it was rough for me because I went from nothing. You know, usually throughout the year, you know, like I have a pretty decent schedule, and then like April hits, May hits, you know, it starts picking up, and then June, July, August kick my ass.
But you've had a gradual kind of
Right.
build up.
This year it was absolutely nothing, and then boom, here's your ass. That's what it's been like, and it's been tough.
So the floodgates opened.
Yeah, and the connection. It's very hard to connect with an audience because they're so far away, and it's mostly dining. It's not.
That
as
was
much.
more what I was kind of curious about was, the venues that you are performing in, that they have been distant and doing their social distancing and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, actually, I've been very surprised with how responsible everybody's been.
That's good to hear.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
It's a relief, because, I want to be out there just as much as everybody else, but I also don't want to kill my mom, you know what I mean? Like, I'm laughing, but seriously, that's...
We're all in such a similar, I think, no matter who you fight with on your Instagram or your Twitter or your Facebook, like no matter what, we all really are of the same kind of like emotional state at this point. We have to be.
Yeah.
Like we've dealt with this thing for months now, and it's a double-edged sword. It's like, of course I want to be responsible, no matter how my feelings are on it, whether I'm a conspiracy theorist or an absolute, just rule follower, believer, and no matter what, we'd love to be living regular lives again and making money, but we also don't want to put anyone in danger, ourselves or our family members included. So it is nice to hear when, the businesses that you're working with are taking responsibility and like doing the right thing.
Yeah, they really have been. I will say that. I will say. It's been weird because, like I said, like everybody's eating. Like it's more of a dine-in situation than go out to the bar and drink. So they'll come.
So you're getting a calmer kind of like a distant response also to what you're doing, to your performance.
Calmer audience. Yes, I nailed it. Yeah, but what's weird is like, so people will come for dinner. They'll sit down. Mm-hmm. They'll have their appetizers, maybe a drink or two. They'll have their meal. They'll have a couple drinks, and then they'll leave. So instead of engaging an audience early and then like building the night with them, I have to win the audience over again every set because it's a different audience.
Every time, yeah. You're watching just a revolving door.
Yeah. Whereas my job used to be to keep
people
in.
there the whole time. Yeah,
now it's almost you want them to go so that table can be free so that they, because they're dealing with such less.
So in a real business sense, your job has changed
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still sing songs.
Right.
I still shake my butt if you're lucky.
But the agreement between performer and venue manager, like ownership, it used to be, hey, these people are coming in, keep them here as long as you can. Basically, like engage them so that they'll spend more money at our club. They'll have a better experience. Yeah. It'll last longer, and everyone wins. And as you're saying, like, now it's an entirely different story. They're making their money now, more out of the kitchen and turning tables around because
I'm turning
they
tables
don't have
like
the
I'm
bar.
a waiter.
They don't have the bar experience that they used to. Yeah,
but it's starting to get a little bit like there's some of the bars are starting to open up with the tables like far away from each other. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody really knows what the rules are from day to day because
Yeah.
But I think everybody's doing their best, like it's.
I think the only thing is like it's been the same rule since before we even heard about COVID. It's don't be an asshole.
Yeah, that's always been my rule. That's been the rule that I've always gone by.
Talking with a friend of mine,
I don't always succeed.
He's like, I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, but that's about the only thing we can agree on anymore in this life. Like,
right.
Seriously, like everybody disagrees so much, and.
I drove by the Mount Royal Inn in Mount Royal, New Jersey, a week or so ago, and I saw they had that. Here's a little plug.
A little plug.
This is still like a regular. Now it's back to a weekly vertical show for you.
But I play in the yard next door.
I saw. So they had all the tables out, and out in they took a portion of the parking lot and turned that into dining, and people adapt. They we want to enjoy life the way that we always have, and I guess it's like you throw us a few curveballs and rules and whatnot. We're gonna figure out a way to make it happen.
But is it fair to say that we're learning to enjoy things about life that we didn't enjoy before, because now we don't. We're like scrounging for things that are fun, that we're finding other things that are, enjoyable.
That is a very fair point.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. When things slowed down and involuntarily, especially in March and April when we just kind of like all stayed at home, we definitely found ways to enjoy the company of our family and appreciate that, and, home life. And, who knows? I think a couple people might have even started reading a book or something.
Nah.
Let's not go too far.
Not me. I do some light reading on the turlet sometimes, but it's usually on my phone.
I haven't gotten back to any performing yet. I have gotten back into doing some audio work, working with bands, doing the weddings.
How's that going?
Very interesting, man. And I've already, in just the span of a few weeks, seen different ends of the spectrum as far as like how guests, it's just how all people are treating it. My great friend Matt Boyle tied the knot on 4th of July.
Congratulations!
He's
awesome.
He's the guitarist from Bong Hits for Jesus.
They're pretty good.
They're all right, but he's he was planning on getting married in April. It got pushed back, and then finally they did it in July, and it was the most responsible version of a public of a big event that I had seen.
It's good.
We wore our masks, social distance, all that kind of stuff, and actually had a great time. Albeit scaled down to the point where he had to cut half of his guest list beforehand.
That's awesome for him. I'm
Well,
going to tell you why.
It couldn't have been fun to send those
sucks.
emails and phone calls.
Right, right, but you have an out. So all the people that like you kind of like felt obligated to invite, and like, oh man, I really don't want to spend $80 a plate for this dude. I barely even like this guy, but I gotta invite him because he's like my mom's sister's friend, or like all those people. Sorry, COVID can't come.
Trimmed all the
It's
fat.
not my fault.
Just trimmed all the fat, all the maybes.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure, like, towards the end of the weeding out, like, it got a little difficult. But the beginning was friggin' sweet for him. I guarantee it. I'll guarantee it.
No, I was just glad that, Amy and I and the rest of Bong Hits, we made the cut. And, like, Aunt Sally didn't. You know what I mean? Because fuck Aunt Sally. She's always obnoxious.
She's always drinks too much. Tries to be all flirty with the groomsmen and whatnot.
She's always inappropriate with like the younger guys and stuff.
And they gotta be all like, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally."
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, math joke now. All right, whatever.
That's perfect.
Cheers.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is Pemda.
PEMDAS, yeah.
The parentheses.
Exponents.
The exponent. Now,
here's where people get screwed up.
Parentheses, the exponents, the multiplication, the division, then the addition and subtraction.
Right, but it's not multiplication then division. It's multiplication or division, whichever comes first. So people get screwed up on that.
I'm taking this back to all the Facebook
do it.
formulas that I've been tested on.
Yeah, no. I love it when you get those right and you know you're right. And they're like, no, sorry. You're like, no, dude, I'm right. You're wrong.
Like, look, I got a high school algebra teacher that begs to differ.
Yeah.
Matt got married on the 4th of July.
Sorry. Oh, okay, cool.
That's cool. And it was about as, what's the word? They were following all the rules. You know what I mean? It was in every way. It was a socially distant yet fun, entertaining, just a high spirits, great time. Then I went to, I did a job a few weeks later and this was for a big wedding band, and it was their first time back. And what's happening is the clients want to get married. They want to have their once in a lifetime experience. Now the performers in a big band, you know, you got 10, 12, 14 people sometimes in these bands. They want to feel like they don't want to feel like they're put in an unsafe situation.
Right.
And if you're performing in a band, generally speaking, it's a lot more difficult to do that with a mask on. So at the very least, the vocalists in front of the stage and the horn players got spit going through their fucking trumpets and saxophones.
Yeah.
And all. You know, there needs to be some precautions taken. You know.
And you already have such limited space usually.
Correct. So they came up with this idea. This particular agency, they put this like vinyl screen around. It's almost like a glorified, like a glorified shower curtain. It's like clear vinyl, and it goes on these posts and stretches out. And just this, I basically wrapped this band in this curtain to separate them from the guests, and then like put a little section off here and there to like divide the horn section from the singers and whatnot. I mean, it was the best we could do. We're all just doing the best we can, and of course we're wiping down the microphones in between and doing everything we can. The only reason that was an odd scenario, and this is the first time I did that. The client, the couple getting married, and that family, they had been rejected by multiple venues because they wanted to have their wedding and their reception without having to impose any kind of restrictions on their guests.
Oh.
So they were of the ilk of this is all bullshit and we're living our life and fuck all that. And they were relegated to having their entire wedding in their backyard. And so we all want to work. So we did what we had to do. We put this big screen up. We had these, we're wearing our masks all throughout the setup, and the staff is all masked up and distant, and we're sanitizing and all that. So this is also the kind of client that had the luxury of moving their entire ceremony to the full-size basketball court in their backyard.
Okay.
And just putting a tent over their full-length basketball court, their NBA-sized basketball court in the backyard.
Was it Joe Embiid? Is that who it was? Was that whose wedding it was?
It was not. It was not. It was. They were big fans, though. I could tell. The good news was that once the event started and everybody kind of got in the groove, the guests were very respectful of the entertainers and the staff.
Oh, that's good.
They weren't like in people's faces like we were anxious about it going into it. But there was one girl at the end of the night that made a really big show after she had enough drinks to like let loose, that like she was like trying to make out with one of the male singers in the band through the vinyl curtain.
Oh.
Like she got up there and got real graphic with it. Because he's a great singer. I mean, it's inevitable. You
That
know what I
never
mean?
happens
A
to
good
me.
entertainer is going to just, it's going to set some people off. He said that never happens.
It doesn't. I'm not that good looking, and I'm not that good of a singer.
Yeah.
But my girl loves me, and that's all that matters.
All right, we'll stick to that on camera. No.
Hey, now.
But that was the only thing. But then we had to disinfect the whole goddamn screen. You know what I mean? It's twice as much labor to make it happen. But
yeah,
for those people, that's their once in a lifetime day, and that's where it really gets weird. It's like folks getting married, folks, the kids graduating school are not going to ever get it. I mean, you only get one chance to do like a high school graduation. And
I feel so bad.
It's wild. But
Yeah.
we're all adapting, though, because we're all dealing with the same parameters now. It's like, here's what you all get to deal with this year. So let's figure it out. It's very telling how some people have reacted versus others, you know.
And about like like people that are non-mask wearers, like I look, I get it. I don't know that I'm right. I believe what I do. I can only do what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
What drives me crazy is, have you come across anybody that gets mad at you for wearing a mask?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Not in person. It hasn't happened to me
The
like
thing I don't-
out in public. Not that I've been out in public all that much, but online people are.
I can
I
get
mean,
somebody
keyboard
saying-
heroes, man, are my favorite, dude. Like they're just.
I can get somebody saying, it's my right to not wear a mask. I'm not going to wear a mask. Nobody can make me do what I don't want to do. I can get that.
Mhm.
I don't.
But
think
to give
they're
you a
right,
hard
but
time
that's-
for not agreeing with them.
makes no friggin' sense. Who am I hurting by wearing my mask? All I'm doing is doing, you know what I mean? And that drives me crazy.
Less people is the answer to your question.
that?
Who are you hurting by not wearing your mask? Less people.
Or by wearing
know.
my mask, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, you're right. And that's, I don't know. But that's the only thing I don't understand. I feel like everybody's so wanting to practice their freedom of speech. But, you also have the freedom to shut the fuck up and listen and maybe learn something and maybe just leave people be
I think the
who they are.
biggest issue I've seen come up throughout all this is who shows a presence or lack of compassion for other people.
Yeah.
It's like the mask is to be like respectful of the people around you when you go out in case you have a virus or something that would hurt them.
Yeah.
And and then you have people that are like, nah, fuck that, I'm not doing what you tell me. And it's like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I just put you in a box that I think I understand where you're coming from now, and duly noted.
Yeah.
For any future interactions, I think I understand
Yeah.
what the instinct is here.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so
But I've done a couple weddings also since then. I did one. That one was out in like Bluebell, which was like it was like the wealthy area, the people with the basketball court. You know what I mean?
yeah, I like.
And I did another one in Phoenixville. I got another one coming up. I think like Collegeville. Do you know where? Where is that? Where's Collegeville? Because I haven't seen that one
So
yet. but
Collegeville is near Phoenixville.
Phoenixville's where we were last night.
Yeah,
I knew
it's-
I was going to be in the same area, but I have another one coming up.
Let me tell you a funny story. If I can take it back from current events here.
Oh yeah, talk to me, please.
I don't know if I should
Please.
tell this story, but I'm gonna because that's what we do here. This is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Well, Collegeville.
Yeah,
Not quite a galaxy.
far, far away.
But, enough miles. This is circa, I would say, 2009. 2009.
Okay, it was a good year.
I went to a bar called Da Vinci's. If you're in Collegeville, check out Da Vinci. Oh, never mind. It's probably not open.
I've heard of Leonardo.
That's DiCaprio.
Okay. Sure, I'll give that to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the Ninja Turtle. Yeah. Anyway, I got mixed. I got
That's what
mixed
I
up.
meant.
I got
That's
mixed
what
up.
meant.
I forgot about
It was. I was talking about the code. Sorry, go ahead.
Heroes and a Half Show. Da Vinci Power. All right, so I was at a place called Da Vinci's.
Are we having fun yet? Producer, how's it sound in there?
Okay.
I love the. She
great, I can-
buzzes
yeah.
into the.
Yeah, we got all
headphones now.
professional over the. Well, we
I think
didn't,
that's
you
been the
did.
biggest upgrade right
Yeah.
now is that my producer can, not only
Yeah, like
not only can she enjoy our company, but she can buzz in on through the headphones and everything.
Yeah, it's like
You know?
Baba Booey.
Right.
Anyway,
Or Robin.
yeah,
Da Vinci's in Collegeville.
Da Vinci's in Collegeville. Da Vinci's in Collegeville. So I went to a show. my friend Anthony, who I play with.
Anthony Scafidi?
Anthony Scafidi, yeah. Okay.
Anthony Scafidi is a good friend of mine, too.
Yes.
Not really. Go ahead.
He's a good friend of mine, but
Our history, though, is
Yes.
it's interesting. Because so Anthony's in Collegeville with you?
well, he was playing in a band called Cousin Oliver.
Okay.
And I went there to go see them play, and I knew a couple people in the group. I got up and did a couple songs. It was a fun night.
Nice.
Throughout the course of the night, I had drank a little bit.
A little?
And it wasn't because I was drinking, but I stepped on this girl's foot, right?
Why would you do that?
Well, it was crowded, you know. It's I'm
Accidentally.
klutzy. I'm like Schlep Rock. I am clumsy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And
So Shrek is stumbling around.
yeah, all willy nilly and whatnot. And I step on this girl's foot, and she in turn spills her beer. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And her friend's there, and she's like, well, you should buy her another beer. I was like, oh yeah, no, of course. I went and
Yeah, as you do.
bought her a beer. You know, it was a Coors Light. Went, gave her a Coors. Oh, here you go. Thank you. I bought one for your friend too. It's nice to meet you, girls. Sorry. Walked away. Now, fast forward. It's the end of the night, and me and my friend Adam.
All good. It's always a good story at the end of the night.
The band is now. I drove with the band.
Mhm.
Like I hitched a ride. They were loading up their gear, and I'm like, I ain't getting paid for this shit. They can load up their own gear. Me and my friend Adam walked to the Wawa. Well, as we're walking through the parking lot, I hear, "Hey, you're that guy," and I looked over, and there's the two girls.
They're like, Shrek!
And yeah. Ouch. If that becomes my nickname from now on, I swear, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Sorry.
So,
You stepped on my foot. Sorry.
anyway, yeah. So I'm walking through with my friend Adam, and they're like, "Oh, come here! We saw you guys play up on the stage with the band. You guys were great. Oh, thanks so much. And I like, oh, and my buddy Adam had a joint, a marijuana cigarette.
Reefers.
Right. And he's like, guys want to smoke? And I was like, yeah, you guys want to smoke? Girls want to smoke? So we get into their car, and we start smoking. And we do the pleasantries, the introductions, like, hey, I'm Mark. This is
What's your
Adam.
name? Where are you from?
Right.
Blah,
I
blah,
forget
blah.
the girl whose beer I spilled. She was in the driver's seat. You got to get a visual of this. She was in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
I forget her name. We'll call her Kate because it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
The girl in the passenger seat, her name was Theresa. And she said, but all my friends call me Mother Theresa because, I'm always looking after everybody. I'm like, oh, cool, rock on. It's very nice to meet you girls, So we're smoking. We get halfway through this joint. And the conversation is just, regular, normal. And out of nowhere, this Mother Teresa busts in with, so have you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior? My buddy Adam was like, he opens the door. And he's like, all right, see you girls. It's very nice meeting you. But me, intrigued and a little stoned, I was like, I want to see where this is going. So anyway.
I love these. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just kind of laughed it off. Conversation,
But these are the folks that had been partying all night while the band was playing.
Yeah.
You stepped on her friend's foot. You bought them drinks. They happily accepted, and now we're getting stoned.
Right. We're having a
at
nice
2
time.
a.m.
And she bust out with this.
Now with the Jesus shit.
My buddy booked out of there like, all right, I'll see you later, girls. Very nice meeting you. And so it's just me in the car with Kate in the passenger or in the driver's seat, and this girl, Mother Teresa,
Yeah.
in the passenger seat. So somehow or another, the conversation switches up, and it eventually gets to, well, we want to know which one of us is a better kisser. Yeah, very strange night in Collegeville. So I guess I offered to be the judge.
I got a gig in Collegeville next weekend. Sorry, go ahead.
Trust me, it's.
It does, I bet you
It does
I
not
bet
end
you
well.
it doesn't end well.
It doesn't end well. So anyway, I kissed a girl in the front seat. I kissed Kate.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're a pretty good kisser. Yeah, okay, cool. So, you know, I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collective. I'm like, this is an interesting situation. So then I start kissing Mother Teresa.
In your head, you're like, this could end well. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mind you, I was single at the time. I was much younger. Like,
Of course.
You know, this is a long time ago. So anyway, I start kissing Mother Teresa. Now, the people I came with, the band, they were done packing up by this time. So I go to kiss her. My lips touch to hers, and they start beeping. So, like, I, giggled. I'm like, oh, my friends, you know, I giggled. So I laughed, and she's like, are you laughing at me? And I'm like, no. My friends are leaving. They're just, are you fucking laughing at me, motherfucker? I'm like, no, my friends, you're fucking laughing at me. And lunges at me from the front seat to the back seat, fisticuffs. Just
Wait,
punching
what?
the shit out of- Yeah. Obviously, my friend Adam had made a good decision in getting the hell out of there because this girl was batshit friggin' crazy, punching me in my face.
Like a couple. See, even the dogs understood.
Yeah.
So
They were going after her. They're like, where's this Mother Teresa bitch?
So there's so there you are
There I am,
being assaulted
assaulted.
for having a chuckle.
Just, yeah.
It sounds to me like the way that the thing progressed, like the evening progressed for Theresa, for Mother Teresa.
She thought that she lost the competition.
I think that even before the competition started, some of that cannabis might have got her turned a little,
Maybe.
mentally. Yeah. Now you've probably seen this happen before, where like you get the fear.
No.
or
I've
you
never
get
seen.
or you
I've
get-
never seen it happen where someone comes from the front seat.
No, I've never seen anyone smoke a joint and beat
fisticuffs
someone up
and beat the shit out of
because
me.
they
No.
were not a good
So
kisser.
I'm like, I go to reach for the door. I can't get the friggin' door open at all. I'm like, and I'm just getting punched, just pummeled. And like, I'm not
can't
gonna
get
hit-
out. It's like a cop car.
I'm like stuck. So I had to go to the other side where my friend had gotten out. So I got out that door and I ran and I ran. I'm like, it's very nice meeting you, ladies. And I just jumped in my buddy's car. And he's like, shit. And this dude Dante, he's a nice guy. Dante, he was the bass player of this band, or the his singer. He was, I don't know, he was the guy driving. He was a nice guy. He's like, oh, what are you doing over there? I was like, dude, you don't want to know. Just please drive right now. Drive. I said, I just got my ass kicked by a girl. And
Now-
for no reason, I didn't do anything wrong at all.
I mean, I only have one question.
Kate, she was the winner. Was that your
She
question?
was the better kisser. Who was
But I mean-
the better kisser?
But I mean, Mother Teresa was nothing to laugh about. I mean, I wasn't laughing at her. Oh my God, I'm in so much
That
trouble
is a
for telling that
fantastic story. I fucking love that story. You got the weed. As soon as the weed kicks in, you got the "Have you found Jesus?" And
Yeah.
it's like, bitch, you've been drinking and smoking weed now. You've been fucking partying all night. How are you going to try to lay your God trip on me? Your buddy gets right out of the car immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Adam Holcomb. I don't know if you know Adam Holcomb.
As you do.
Yeah, that should have been my cue.
And you're like, what? What good fortune have I stumbled into? I'm about to have a kissing contest.
It was so weird how it
Too good to
all
be true.
transpired.
Too good to be true.
No, it's 100%
Mother
true.
Teresa had to be a good kisser, though.
I mean,
You didn't get a chance to see
really didn't get
how it
into
played
it
out.
because-
Because the crazy bitches usually are a little bit better. I'm sorry. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back with more Even Steven and Oddly Mark Collegeville edition.
the Collegeville years.
It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Mark Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Martin Show. It's the Even Steven and Oddly Martin Show.